Uh-oh, dude, go.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Welcome to Paramotor Hangout. I'm one of your hosts, Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, here with Mr. Will. And I only go by who's on top and who's the next one in line there.
I'm always on top. I'm just, that.
I'm used to catching.
You're, Mark.
It's going to be a long night.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right.
Reminds me of when I was in prison.
Oh, Jesus. For welding.
I know I'm in trouble when I get a text from Shane saying, hey, you got like 5 minutes before the show starts. Are you coming?
Yeah, which was really 4 minutes, but it took me that long to type out 5 minutes. So, and then we have the other host, Mr. Mark McElroy of Paralife PPG, that doesn't exist anymore. How we doing tonight?
We're doing good. Doing good and glad to be here.
Oh man, good Lord. I was a little nervous tonight. Will didn't show up till last minute. I'm used to Mark forgetting about it because of his age and Alzheimer's setting in. But
I agree.
Will, you want to throw out some names in the chat real quick? We actually have a pretty good show tonight.
It's going to be fun. We got Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, John Wayne, Mark McElroy, and Tony Marzano, and 555, Keith Gray. What's up, Keith? I owe you stickers. Linda Anderson, Paramount in the house. And saw someone else, Mad Sloper. What's up, Mad Sloper?
Did you say Paramotor NC or Daddy Dutch Barbecue?
I did not. Did I skip over them?
Maybe. That's
now,
right.
See, I got in trouble the other night because I missed somebody's name, and I'm not going to mention who it was, but I'm sorry for that. So, Mr. Dana 54. What's up, Dana? Okay, no. So you said Paramotor NC, and who was the other one?
We got Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Who says I owe him $100? I'm not sure how that's even possible.
Daddy Dutch Barbecue. Okay. And now I'm coming to the others. All right. So I think I got everybody. If I didn't, Bill H. Bill H is okay. We got him. I think I got them all.
We got Keith Gray just showed up. He said you owe him some stickers.
Yep. I do. Sure do. So I told you, Keith, if you want to PM me or like what you suggested next time I see you, I'll hand deliver them to you. Angela Preston in the house. Hello, Angela. James.
Oh, speaking of Tony. Hey, real quick, all jokes aside, I got a Christmas card from Tony. He handwrote it himself and sent it put the sticker, the stamp and everything. And Tony, I want to thank you greatly for sending me and my wife this Christmas card. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Tony.
I didn't get any Christmas card from them.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you ask Angela to do it, you'll get it sometime soon-ish, maybe mid-year. I don't know. Anyways. And my phone's about to blow up. I know it's coming. All right, so tonight's topic, Will, you want to get it going on that?
Well, yeah, we come up with a couple things. First of all, at 8:30, we are hoping to have a special guest come on the show and spend 5 or 10 minutes with us. And that's all I'm going to say about that. It's a surprise guest, but I think you all find it pretty interesting. But yeah, for the topic, Shane, you had mentioned talking about what paramotor paramotoring has done in our lives, how it's affected us, good or bad. And yeah, I mean, that's an excellent topic.
Yeah, well, I'll tell my story real quick, and then we'll move on to you guys. So for me personally, after I lost my son, well, let me skip over that. Hold on. Many years ago, I was sitting in my tree stand, and we're talking over 20 years ago, and I seen a guy fly by on a paramotor when I was sitting in my tree stand, and I was like, dude, that is awesome. I want to do that. And I just never had the means to do it. Um, and it kind of was sitting off in the back of my mind, if you will. And after my son passed, my wife came to me and she's like, hey, you need to do something with your time other than just sit here. And she said, what about that thing about flying? And I was like, well, we can't do it. It's not going to happen. It costs too much money, blah, blah, blah. My wife managed to make that happen for us. And I went to school, and it has literally changed my life. It got me out of the depression. Um, and it's really given me back what I lost before. So for me, it's freedom. It's time to think. I know Mark loves communication while flying, and he knows that I don't want it because it's my time. It's my time to um, break down all the things that have built up inside of me, work those out while I'm flying, and maybe even not even do that. Just simply not think. And I think that's kind of what happened on that last takeoff that I did at Swanee or at Sunnyland.
You're still calling that a takeoff.
Oh, well.
I don't get it.
I'm pretty sure some part of my body got air.
Your feet got air.
Anyways, no, it's truly given me some hope and given me the ability to work through things that before I started flying I wasn't able to do. So it's a great um, outlet for me, if you will. Mark,
Yeah.
What's it for you, brother?
What got me in, or what do I think about it?
What's it do for you?
Oh, you guys don't want to know my answer. The best part about the best part about flying for me is probably the camping.
Mm.
It is what it is. Hanging out with everybody. I mean, I enjoy the flying. I got to quit talking like I don't enjoy it. But I enjoy the flying. I honestly enjoy the camping more than the flying.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I love hanging out with my friends
Yeah.
so much that we do this every Tuesday night just to hang out with each other and those in the chat. And I mean, truthfully, and I've said this 1,000 times, this is my time to hang out with the two of you and with everyone else in the chat because we live so far apart, and it does take a lot of effort that Mark's not willing to do for us, me and Will, to come and hang out with us. So. Oh, what a jerk. Uh-oh. Anyways,
Hey,
Will?
Shane, I wanted before I start, I wanted to say I never got that link. Is there any way you could text it to me? Well,
Dude, I sent. You gotta unblock me from Messenger. I resent it to you. Look, literally.
It's the
totally
Obama phone.
But
right,
no, it's just not
right,
coming
hold
through.
All right. Well, keep the show going. I will email this to you.
Well,
So,
I got into the sport because I wanted to get back into the air, and I've got a background in general aviation and flight instruction, and man, there's just so many days that I would look up and it'd be a blue sky, and just I'd look up and I'd say, hey, gosh, what a beautiful day to fly. And so I started out with, and we were talking about this last night, but I started out with buying a drone, thinking that might scratch the itch, and get me some level of satisfaction. But yeah, that only lasts so long. So, like countless other people, I was on YouTube and I saw Tucker Gott's video, and I didn't believe it. I looked at the thumbnail. It was him with the freaking motor on his back, a big prop, and McDonald's sign was in the background. And but I clicked on it anyways. What the heck? And sure enough, it was real, and that kind of started the ball rolling. I'm kind of like John Wayne in the chat said he could only afford one addiction at a time, and I can so relate to that because anything I do, I am in 200%. And that's like all I can think about. And the sport was no different, whether it's doing videos or flying or working on the freaking van. It's just like, that's all I can focus on. The nice thing is I consider this a healthy addiction because when I first started, I was concentrating on the flying, and I was 100% sure that the main benefit would be the flying. But as Mark alluded to, I'm sorry, Shane, I didn't mean to chase you away, dude. We lost Shane. He'll be back. As Mark alluded to, it's the flying has become secondary to the people that I have in my life today. I mean, I can go anywhere in the country, and I'm sure that I could hook up with somebody in the Paramotor community and feel right at home. As a matter of fact, anytime I go to a fly-in or meet other people, as soon as we're in the air, man, there is this instant connection. I mean, we understand each other 100%, and you feel it. I mean, you just feel like you're a part of, I don't know, a group of other guys and girls that kind of get you. It really, it does. To me, it feels like you've got paramotor pilots and then you got the normies, and you cannot explain to a normie what it's like to be a paramotor pilot. And you could try, but they just, they either are or they aren't, so anyways, the main thing for me is that it gave me a connection to other human beings that I could click with, and also it gave me something to do that was healthy and kind of a worthwhile mission, if you will. So, yeah, I don't know if that answered your question. Probably forgot what the question was, but there you have it.
I'm sorry. Who's talking?
Yeah.
Hey, if we had two more wheels with a Santa Claus hat on, we'd have a ho ho ho.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. If you guys are listening to this, that we're on, the podcast on Apple Podcast, on all the others, but Mark McElroy is wearing this ridiculous Santa hat, and yeah, just saying, you look silly, dude.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let me tell you, if you guys ever decide that you can't fly Sunday morning and you're up late and you want to just watch a live video about some nonsense, Daddy Dutch Barbecue does a great. I've actually ended up 3:00 in the morning on his show. Still not sure how that happened, but it's a bunch of comedy. It's a bunch of cooking information and stuff. It's a really good good channel. Who the heck is Doug? What is it?
Spit. I don't know. I was just wondering that same thing. I want to post a question.
Welcome.
Yes. Yeah, welcome, man. I wanted to post a question. Oh, did you send that link?
Dude, I emailed it to you, bro. I've emailed it. I've sent it 2 different messengers.
Okay, I got it.
I will.
You're gonna have to get in the car and drive it up there.
I'm gonna have to send them smoke signals or something. Maybe Elon Musk can send one of his rockets over there to you.
No, man, he banned me.
Angela was asking if the Predator van, if it was finished.
Not quite. I'm still working on, some of the little frou-frou, attractive type little
Yeah.
things. But, I'm
Stuff
getting
like
there.
the music player.
Yeah, we're
I'm gonna
getting
have
there.
I'm gonna have a better chance of finishing my bathroom before Will finishes his van. Just so you know.
Oh wow. Wow, that's cold right there.
Now, like I said before, the van is it is complete as it's going to be right now. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. So yeah, we're ready for the first trip down to Florida coming up here soon.
To what?
Florida, or is it Florida? Florida.
Flow ride.
Jesus, I can't even I'm on the same page now. I just took the long way to get there. Jeez, yes, it is. Is a trip that Mark sends me a text every day just to make it longer before
Just saying 28 days.
28 more days before we hang out. That's just awesome.
Right on. Oh, question in the chat. If the chat participants, if you could, in one word, just give one word that explains how paramotoring has affected your life, and you can have
One word.
Yeah, don't try to be unique or anything. Just if it's people, great. If it's sport, great. If it's I don't know, whatever. Just think of one word that would describe how paramotoring has affected your life.
I'm gonna
Is
say
dollar signs a word?
Yeah. Yeah, it can be. Although I could say if you're into this sport to save money, you're in the wrong freaking sport, man.
this is not a money for you to save money.
Nice.
I'm
That's
gonna
cool. Ben, Paramotor NC popped up with adventure and, watching his channel. That's awesome.
So
That's a good one.
I have a bone to pick with Ben Paramotor NC. I have always wanted to do a camping backpack, or I'm sorry, camping paramotor thing, and that's all I can think of now. Like I literally just want to do it, but here's the thing: I don't want to do it where I set it up. I want to do the stealth thing, where I land on a property and I stealthily hang up my hammock and I do the whole thing, and then the next morning take off. I absolutely love the idea, Ben, that you've been able to go camping and everything. I want to freaking do that. It's just, I don't know how the hell to carry a 24 pack of beer on takeoff. I can drink a couple of them before I land. So that's the landing problem is not a problem. But just messing with you. I said that because Mark and I had this whole conversation. It was pretty funny. But anyways, no, I seriously want to do it and take off and go back the next morning. It'd be awesome.
Hey, Tony, did you see what he said? He said he used the word spiritual. That's a really good point because I've said this before that the only time that I feel 100% like connected and just like okay is when I'm in the air. It's the only time I've truly had the feeling of just, man, everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be. So yeah, I get that. Good point, Tony.
Yeah, I use peacefulness because it literally calms me down. When I'm flying, I have my mind on other things like flying. So it gives me a lot of peace and gets rid of the what if I did this or what if I did that kind of thought process in my head. So it gives me just a here I am in the moment and it's peaceful for me. Keith, I will not be in Sunnyland. That I like the place, but to pay $20 a night per camper to sit in someone's pasture does not sit well with me. So I won't be at Sunnyland. Just so you know.
Anyone
On top,
this?
on top of 60 to fly.
Yeah, it's a bit much for me.
And anyone figure out who this is?
Well, I know because you told me. Does anybody in the chat know who that is? Or Mark?
No, I don't know.
He looks freaking cold. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Fly Products.
He's not flying in Florida.
That's true. That's true. That's your first hint. Sunnyland is a place that I will go eventually. We'll just have to play that by ear, I guess. Because I would like, I mean, that's down where I was born and raised, that area. And it's kind of on my bucket list to fly around Lake Okeechobee, not all the way around Lake Okeechobee, but just, go over check out the dike, and it probably would be pretty cool. Darth Vader, John Wayne says, I guess, should I just spill the beans? I don't think anyone's. Duck Spit PPG got it. Very good. Yeah. What gave it away? Must have been the eyes.
What else is it?
I guess, right?
It must have been a microphone. It must have been his large microphone. Oh. Well, good job. Well, you got rid of him.
Who did I get rid of?
The guest.
I did?
Do you see him on the panel?
Oh, man.
I'm getting rid of him. Dude, my hands are right here. I have to reach all the way up here to do something like that.
All I did was stop screen sharing. He'll come back on. What's up, Walter from Australia? I can't believe you did that. But I'll tell you what, I'll take the heat for you, Shane, when he comes back on.
Hey, Walter, I have been watching this Zac Efron nature thing that he's been doing, and they had a whole thing about Australia. I learned so much about your country, and you've taught me nothing. What is going on here? Just so you know.
Okay.
Hey, Keith, if you want to meet at the campground, you know the one, and we go fly from there. I'm down for paying $40. What is it? It's $40 a night, full hookups, and we can fly there. I'm down with that, bro. I'm just saying. It's a little bit more than what you're used to paying over there at Hodges Field per night, but you can handle it.
I shot him a text. So hope he comes back on. A little early though. Sure, he was on there, right?
Dude, was that your picture? Were you just sharing?
Mark,
okay.
Yeah.
Lock me up, man.
What?
Did you see him?
No, all I saw was the picture of Dave Wolf.
Dang, man, Dave wasn't our guest.
No, it's not Dave Wolf.
David Wolf.
Yeah, it's not David Wolf. Which, by the way, next time I'm going to have to make sure we have him put a shirt on before.
Wow. Did you see Matt Sloper's comment?
Is a moderator, not a teacher. No, that's Walter.
No, right here. It does $75 a night at Salton Sea for all RV sports. No, dude, I'm telling you right now, I would turn around and head back home. I refuse. If you're not giving me power and water, I'm not giving you crap. I'm going home. If you just have a piece of property with some grass for me to park my 8,500-pound camper on, and you want to charge me any kind of money for that, I'm out. It's not worth
Salton
it.
Sea public land? Isn't it on public land?
Angela said yes, please. She would be more than happy to take $75 a night for whoever's. I don't know. I have no idea what she's talking about. Hey, Walter, is it Christmas there yet? He's a couple days ahead, right?
He's one day ahead. Tony Marzano, Salton Sea isn't the same as it was last year. Yeah, but they're still not going to have hookups. And I mean, I'm confusing that with what's the other one? The one that I want to go to.
Flying Circus.
Flying Circus, yeah. I could see Flying Circus doing something like that because I kind of think you're going to get, your money's worth there. But hey, I've never been to Salton Sea, so I can't really say. It does seem a little
Let
steep.
us let us know how it goes for you.
Yeah.
No.
And Daddy Dutch Barbecue, what are you talking about? $25 a night for camping with full hookups. Where is that at? Because I will be there.
Lamar's.
I will be there, bro. Unless it's in your home state, and then right now I don't have chains for my tires, nor do I have heavy enough winter coat for that nonsense.
Yeah,
Hey, look,
Daddy Dutch says it's Lamar's.
Lamar's is what? What is Lamar's? Is that where it's going to be held?
that's what I'm asking. Kent's talking about something other than what you're talking about, but I'm just waiting to find out where Lamar's is at.
Oh, RV spot only, not focus day. Well,
In Iowa.
basically, in Ottawa.
Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh.
Yeah, Shane won't be visiting there no time soon unless I've retired, sold my house, and bought a new truck and camper, and that's along the way of seeing one of the 50 states, actually 48 states, actually 49 states, because I will end up in Alaska at one point or another camping.
How about in May?
Yeah, how about my wife will end up dying from trying to hug a grizzly bear? That could literally be a factual thing that happens.
And Tony says, I guess it's free if you don't have an RV spot. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah, there's a
So,
lot.
if
So,
anyone in the chat is actually going to Salton Sea, let us know.
Flying Circus and Salton Sea is where? That in California?
Man, all I know is out west. Way out
Somewhere
west.
around Hawaii.
Well, if you go past California, you're going to need flotation.
That might be Washington State.
Daddy Dutch says it's 20 below here for the next 3 days. My back door is open. I'm in shorts, no t-shirt or no shirt or jacket or whatever.
Are you wearing pants?
Yes, I'm wearing shorts. And actually, I was sweating a little bit today. So there's that.
Yeah. So you got swamp butt? Is that what you're saying?
No, hey, Christmas is supposed to be in the 30s here for at least an hour and a half, and then goes back up to 80. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say, I don't know how North Carolina is going to be, but here in Atlanta, we're going to be 3 nights and 2 days below freezing.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot worse here. I mean, I think it's getting down to 17 one night. So,
hey, I just want to say, after all the nice things I said about Tony sending me that Christmas card, now we're no longer friends.
I just realized how unfair. Well, you can check the back door if you need to, Shane. I'll keep the show going.
It's wide open. I'm just saying.
Okay. I just realized how unfair that question was, to try to narrow it down into one word as to how paramotoring affected your life. It would be a better question is, what did it not affect? Because then everything revolves around it. I mean, if I'm driving around, I'm thinking about it. The kind of vehicle I got is paramotor friendly. The people I hang out with are paramotor friendly, and pretty much everything I do revolves around it. So my schedule all the way to what I drive. So.
Yeah, I mean, even as far as going and getting a Segway, I mean, I literally wouldn't have a Segway if it wasn't for paramotoring, to be honest with you.
That's right. That's right. And so it's caused you to do more traveling too, hasn't it? You've gotten to see more of the country and.
Yep, I have enjoyed all. Mark is 100% correct. The flying thing, that is a solo sport. When you land, it is a hangout. And you literally just hang out and have fun and cut up and occasionally get scared of a fake snake planted certain spots. It is it's all. I don't know. Golly, man, I would rather just hang out than fly. To be honest with you.
Did Keith, did you actually fly in Alaska? That would be cool.
Yeah,
That
that
would
would
be
be
cool.
pretty awesome.
I know they took a big trip up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they would have flown. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if they did or not. Hey, Keith, can you answer that? Did you actually fly? Did you and Caddy actually fly in Alaska? Because if not, then you wasted a trip, just so you know.
okay, so Walter says it's 30 plus here at Christmas in
I thought it was
Australia.
summertime. I thought it was summertime for them right now.
So
They're opposite.
30 is Celsius, I'm assuming. It's got to be Celsius.
Ah,
Y'all know a
Walter,
quick way to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit?
0 Fahrenheit is 32 Celsius or something, or opposite of that. What? That's
You
backwards,
double it
right?
and add 30. So that would be about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Double it and add 30. It just gives you Fahrenheit from Celsius.
Okay,
So,
well, Walter's in summertime right now, so Walter has under boob sweat and swamp butt.
wait, I know you're kidding, Mark.
Oh no,
What's that?
Nope,
Apples,
he's 100% actual. I can tell you what he's doing. On a count of 3, Mark, we're gonna tell everybody what you're doing. 1, 2, 3, cruise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Alaska cruise. Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about being peaceful? I mean, Mark's wife by herself on a cruise would have been totally peaceful. It's a win-win for everyone. If he would have just shows up at Bad Apples.
True that.
Yes, double, add 16. Never heard of that, Walter. It's probably different math in Australia.
Yeah.
It was really good to see him the other night. He's looking good. Have you seen Walter lately?
No, I have not.
Must be the woman or the women in his life or something, man. But he's looking rather spry.
Hey, Keith said that they did not get a single flight.
Oh.
Here we have a question. We have a serious question. Heat and humidity is bad for a wing. What about cold and dry?
I say go for it. Cold and dry.
I think the wings are basically plastic. Cold and dry is a lot better for them.
Yeah. So heat, humidity, UV light. That's all that's bad stuff for a wing. And when I store my wing, I want to store it. And that's why they say you shouldn't. I'll say I don't do this, but you shouldn't keep it in the summer. Shouldn't just let it sit in your hot car, you know.
No, so, mine is sitting right here in the, well, it's no longer air conditioned, but it's, temperature. It's probably 70 degrees in here right now. But I never leave my wing in the car. Even when we take the camper and I'm loading up my paramotor, I will put my paramotor in the camper the night before, and I will not put my wing in there until the next day we'll get ready to go because it's freaking hot there in that camper.
And there's no one waiting to come in to the chat, right? That would show here, wouldn't it?
Yes, it
would show in the chat.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's there's nobody in.
Yeah.
Cold and dry though. That's the problem though. I don't want to fly in the cold. Actually, today it was literally overcast and 0 wind all day today. I mean, all day today, and then it started raining this afternoon. And then here I am stuck at work. I'm like, this just doesn't make any sense to me. I shouldn't be at work. I should have caught COVID.
Tony is asking how often we clean our buttholes. Tony, I never clean my butthole.
I have only once when I went into.
One.
I only went in. I cleaned it once with a garden hose and the whole rest of the wing when it accidentally went into the water. I was afraid of some dead fish dying in there. And
Angela says it's cold as 50. I thought it got down to freezing there.
Hey, we got someone else too. Bob the pilot. I've never seen him in here before. Welcome, Bob.
What's up, Bob? Bob says Celsius times 1.8 plus 32. So that's pretty close to doubling it and adding 30. It's just something to get you in the ballpark. It's certainly not going to work on an exam.
Dude, actually, when we went this past Saturday, we went to Krista's company Christmas party, and the way she was dressed, I asked her if she was from Ireland because it made my penis doubling. Anyways. You're welcome.
You got anything for that, Will?
Yeah.
Nope, not going. I was going to say I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, but I won't say that.
You could. You would only need 11 foot pole.
I didn't say that.
Good Lord. Where's your guest at, Will?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I keep checking to make sure that he's not trying to get in touch with me, but we'll get him on. If he doesn't come on tonight, okay, he's a busy man. I can tell you that.
Oh, so it's a guy. Got it.
Yeah. There's your first hint. So, man, I've flown once in the last month. It's just not right. Just not freaking right.
Mark, we flew at Sunnyland. That was the last time I've flown.
Yeah, I flew once since then, but that's it. The wind here's been blowing nonstop.
Yeah, I've had some pretty crappy. I've actually been trying to get an afternoon flight in, and on the ground it's 10 plus, and I'm not doing that. It's not that important to me to.
What's your limit?
I've actually flown at 13 on the ground, but it was kind of one of those. It was kind of weird because I really did want to fly, but it was so. I literally had taken two. I reverse kited my wing, turned around and took 2 steps and was in the air, and then I full throttled and I was at 1,000 feet in less than probably a minute. I was like, "Holy crap, this is crazy!" But it was laminar air. It wasn't violent or anything at all, bumpy or nothing. And I flew for about 10, 15 minutes, landed, and was like, I'm good. I was done with that.
Let's see if I can pull something up here.
Who's we got someone else. 555 is in the chat.
Yeah.
Who?
Man.
Hello. How you doing? Nice to see you here. But yeah, 13 was the highest that I have taken off with the paramotor. Now, when I did the SIV course, I actually broke. I probably didn't tell you guys this when I did the SIV course. I broke my wrist. I inflated the wing, and it literally snatched me off the ground and slammed me to the ground. And the first thing I put down was my hand. Ended up breaking my wrist, and yeah, I still flew another 3 or 4 trips up, but had to deal with that afterwards. But you don't realize what you don't realize you're in pain until after the adrenaline of being pulled to 5,000 feet and then let go and then asked to collapse your wing. Yeah, none of that stuff matters. It's pretty awesome though.
Oh, you know what? I didn't. I don't think I have to optimize.
I don't know.
I've got the sound off. So the reason I asked about what's your personal limit? I mean, my personal limit now is more about, am I going to enjoy the flight than it is what I can do. And when I first started, and this is one of my real early flights, when I first started, I would, if the surface winds were good, then I'd say it was a go without really investigating what things were doing aloft and winds aloft. And so this is the first time that it really bit me while not checking the winds aloft. Let me fast forward. That's my Mac Para Charger. That's what I started with, 23 meter. That was a nice wing. Enjoyed that.
You're flying what now?
23 meter Colorado Mac Para. So I take off here, and yeah, everything's cool, really nice, and then I get about 100 feet off the ground, and all of a sudden, man, all heck breaks loose, and it only gets worse from here. This particular flight, my bump tolerance completely, it just shot way off the chart. I mean, and that's a good thing. I'll tell you that. I'll explain that here in a second. And we get to the point where it's like I'm being drifted off course, and yeah. So, okay. Let's see here. Anyone who's flown a paramotor in some turbulent air, on the left is what it felt like to me as a new pilot. And the stabilization that the GoPro gives you is really hard to show. But let's see if I can get to the see. It's throwing my legs up, and man, I was petrified. I just knew I had made a terrible mistake, and I was not going to make it. I'm looking at these fields here and thinking about landing, and for some reason, instead of just landing in one of those fields, which would have been ideal upwind, right? I decided that I was going to do a UE and land downwind.
Oh,
yeah. So that's what I did. So I come down. I mean, at this point, I'm like, man, I just want to get this freaking glider down on the ground as soon as possible. And it's terrible to be in the air wishing you were on the ground. That's a terrible place to be.
Yep.
So, but it can also, a situation like this can cause you to overlook the obvious better choices. And that's what was happening here. So I come in and I'm doing like, I don't know, 2,000 miles per hour is what it feels like.
it looks like 2050 to me, but
yeah. Man,
Not the asphalt.
No, I definitely was not going to hit the asphalt. Thanks to some wet grass, it kind of saved the day. I didn't do any damage to my equipment. Hey, whatever, man. I mean, that's thank goodness. I guess it was titanium, but I didn't have to bend anything back. No wing damage, no prop damage, no me damage. But one heck of a long walk back.
Yeah, right.
I ended up driving my car on the taxiway and just like, yeah. And then I was flying a wooden prop because I had busted my carbon fiber prop that came on the Parajet Maverick. But anyways, the takeaway from all of this is always check the wind's left. Even if it's just perfect at the surface, it will serve you well. And I shared this with Kyle Oakley, and he said that, man, there was nothing. I mean, your glider was flying just fine. You should have just landed upwind. And he was absolutely right. But again, I missed the obvious choices because I was so caught up in the emergency situation that I overlooked that. And another buddy of mine said, well, at least you know your equipment can take that.
Yeah.
And as silly as that sounds, let me stop sharing. As silly as that sounds, he's right. I mean, that's why my bump tolerance increased, because stop sharing. How do I do that? Oh, there it is. He was right. I that flight gave me a confidence in my equipment that I didn't have previously.
So I don't have any video, just a story to tell. So it really didn't happen. If it didn't videotape it, it didn't happen. I flew at the compound one morning, and as usual, when I first started flying, I was the very first one. I mean, I'm literally strapped in, motor running, waiting for legal light, and I'm off. And I took flight, and I went probably maybe almost, I would say almost a mile away from my LZ. and the entire time I was scared, absolute scared to death, because it was horrible air. And I turned around and came back, and I knew I was doing a side. This is under 30 flights, and I knew I was coming in sideways to the wind. I didn't care. All I wanted to do was be on the ground, and I absolutely tore up my knees. I landed in grass, but I hit it must have been every rock that was in that field, right in front of the camper. I didn't care. I just wanted to be on the ground, and I stood up. I tore the pair of pants I was wearing. I tore the knees off of them, and I was like, I don't care. Like I didn't destroy nothing. I didn't break anything. I stood up. I picked my wing up, put it back in my bag, and literally went in my camper and washed my knees off for all the blood, and got back in bed with my wife. And I said, I'm done for the morning. I'm not doing nothing. Everyone else flew for over 2 hours that morning. I'm like, nope, not me.
Not me.
Not me. I'll be over here if you need me.
Yeah, Walter says any landing is a good landing. I used to say any landing where you could reuse the aircraft was a good landing.
Yeah, right. That's true.
But hey, on that note, I've done this quite a few times. I've launched, and for some reason or other, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes later, I'd come back and I would land the same direction I launched without really paying attention to what the winds were doing. And that's turned into more than once a downwind landing, which are, the legs can only run so fast, right? And anyway, so there's something to always check, even when every single landing, check to see. Just glance over at the freaking windsock, see what it's doing.
Let me see if I can find, and I don't know how great the video is going to be. A friend of mine, that her and her husband, we took them camping. They wanted to see me fly. The winds were crap. I knew they were crap, and I wanted to take off and land just to show them whatever. And I came in, I took off the same way, I landed the same way I took off. And let me tell you, I ended up in the bushes. I ended up with my wing in all kind of myrtles. It took us a half hour to get my wing out of the dang trees. But as soon as I landed, that wing just went to the left. I mean, a hard left, like pull brake left, and I wasn't pulling any brake. And yeah, it got me good, dude.
Oh, so your brake lines got stuck, or it was what?
No, it might as well have gotten stuck. But when I landed, the wind, because I was crosswind, just took the wing to the side, and I was still trying to run it out, and yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. All right, let me see.
Well, while you're looking for that, Bill H says windsock, and it's like I think you're referring to. I don't use a windsock myself. I use just some trail tape. The little orange trail tape you can get at Walmart for $3, a few strands of that. So, because a windsock is not good enough, like an airport windsock. If that thing's fully extended, you're not going to be flying anyways. And it doesn't register the minute winds that we as paramotor pilots depend on or use or are flying in. So, yeah, that's a good point, Blake.
Let me see if I can find this video. I look at it now and I realize just how dumb it was, but it's also one of those learning videos that you're just like, oh, well, you're a dummy for for not looking or having. I didn't even have a windsock up, to be honest with you. I launched into the wind and landed. Oh, where's it at? Hold on, give me 1 second.
So while you're looking, and that's an advantage, especially if you're a newer pilot. You never want to be the wind dummy. You just always don't be the first one up and don't be the first one to land. And it gives you the opportunity to study what others' wings are doing when they come up, kind of give you an idea of what to expect. That'll serve you well. But I've been wind dummy all too many times.
Just don't have a wind dummy like I have, which is Smart Car Brian. He'll go up, his wing will clap 16 times. He'll land and be like, "It was awesome. It's butter smooth." I'm like, "You're a liar." All right, man. All right, I'll have to look up. Hold on one second. I am searching.
This is kind of funny.
What?
What Linda said. If you turtle and butt land in the same day, your instructor says job security.
Yeah, right.
I have not turtled yet. Have either of you turtled?
No.
No.
I've seen it happen, and it's hard not to laugh, even if it's your buddy. But I mean, no, I haven't done it yet.
Face plant is the best I've done so far.
Yeah, been there, done that. I've left my DNA sample around multiple LZs, but no turtle.
Yeah, I left a good one my first landing back in Georgia after training.
Oh, here we go. All right, hold on here. I am busting my butt to try to get this done because I literally think it's very. I forgot about this video until you said something.
Tony's brother, he says his brother turtled, and yeah, it was funny.
It is funny because you literally can't. Oh, here it. I think I just found it.
Bob the pilot. Let's see here.
And it's so funny because they never seen anybody do a paramotor stuff. So they were. Actually, I did have a windsock. I'm looking at the video now. Hold on. Oh, it doesn't. It does not go into. All right, let me try to screen share this real quick. Where the hell's the screen share?
It's under present in the middle, at the bottom, and then share screen.
I have mute, stop camera settings, present. Got it. Share screen. Now it does not go into. Let me see. Hold on. It doesn't go into when I went into the bushes. Let me see here. Hold on. Oh, God dang it.
Take your time, man.
Yeah, I know. We're not doing nothing.
I mean, yeah, it's only like national television here.
Yeah, there's only millions of people watching. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can go up to here. Got it. And then go to this. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So just as I go to land, watch the wing. Watch the wing. Turns. And I run right. I ran right into those bushes.
Did it stop there? Did it stop there? That's all you got?
No, it's not what I got. It's what somebody else is watching. But yeah, I was not running camera. I just literally went up for a quick little flight just to show them how it's done. And just as I land, the wind just takes my wing and I'm pulled into the bushes, and it literally went over my head into those trees, and it was forever. It took every bit of 30 minutes to get my wing out of the trees.
Yeah. Man, that looked like it could have been bad because it looked like you were kind of high up. Did it drop you?
No, as soon as my feet hit before I hit the ground, it had already turned me. And I was like, why? Because I'm looking at the windsock, and the windsock was showing me I'm going into the wind, but it just was one of those. It turned at the last minute, and here we are.
Yep, and get the old feet flying kind of up a little bit. I've never done that. Hey, Bob, go ahead.
I was going to say the bad part was I had to run over sugar sand hill, and then I went into the bushes, but I didn't crash. I just
I'm really
landed.
sorry that happened. I'm really, really sorry you didn't get it on video.
Me too.
Well, the pilot says if you keep the wing overhead in turbulent conditions, active flying, your wing will handle much more than your comfort level. And that's exactly right. That's one thing that I did. Um, First of all, the wing can fly a lot better than me because it's designed to fly. That's
Yep.
its purpose, you know. One time I went up as part of my bump tolerance regime. I went up in moderate, to me, moderate turbulence. Okay, but probably a 2 on the 1 to 10 scale, but it felt like a 7 to me. Anyways, I went up and I got to safe altitude. I took my brakes and I stowed them, and then I just put my hands down and let the wing manage the turbulence. And at that level, the wing did a lot better job than me just continually, you know, it did a much better job at managing the turbulence. And it taught me that I was overreacting. And so I don't recommend that you do that. And like I said, it was very mild turbulence, but to me as a new pilot, it felt more intense than it was. Someone else said something.
I had a landing like that one Shane had when we were down there at Aviators, where I came in what I thought was straight into the wind, and when I landed, it just went sideways.
Yeah, it just, I mean, it wants to fly, right? So it's going to weather vane into the wind. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
no doubt. That's why you shouldn't be the first to land. Watch someone else mess it up for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to be that guy.
Oh, I landed on my knees at bends. I got a little bit of sink and a slightly downwind, and yeah, going uphill. That all just equaled. I'm not running this out.
I don't know how you avoided 3 cameras.
Oh, I did a great job. You gotta look for the
Yeah.
orange cones and just stay behind them.
Yeah, so I want to know too. Tony wants to know, and I do too. How do you face plant a trike? What in the world happened there?
hit too much of the front brake.
I
There's
guess
not
you
a front
flip.
brake. It's like on a bicycle when you hit too much front brake, you go over.
Yeah, or maybe hang point was off, and like he was. I don't know how that happened. But no, that would not be a pleasant
I
experience.
I will tell you, my bump tolerance went up greatly after my SIV course. After my second SIV course, it went up even more. I have flown where the entire flight, I've looked at the ground maybe a minute and a half of an hour flight because the entire time I'm looking at the wing. And I'm actively flying it. And when I landed, I was like, I'm glad I did it, but I'm even gladder that I'm on the ground.
Yeah. Tony, some trikes don't have brakes, but some do.
Antonio was joking about the endo brake checking thing on the brakes. I've never even sat in a trike, to be honest with you. I've had opportunities to drive a trike around. I refuse. I don't want to know how easy it is, to be honest with you, because you don't even care what the hell which way the wind is blowing, because you're on a trike. You're like, these wheels go up to 110 mile an hour. We're good.
That's exactly right. That's the benefit of a trike. So I can't believe you haven't been on a tandem though.
Nope. I've had opportunities, and I don't know how I feel being a pilot myself. And I know, Will, you've cried about a back pain problem and had me do all kind of stuff for you while you were having. I'm just kidding.
Lower, little lower.
Ah, hey, one thing's for sure. I'm telling you right now, there's not one person that I consider my friend that does not get my undivided attention when they're in pain.
And it was
I,
much appreciated.
no, and I would do anything for my friends, to be honest with you. It just I understand back issues. I have landed twice. I have taken off and on the last step, threw my back out, flew around for 20, 30 minutes trying to figure out how I'm going to land with no landing gear. Because once your back's out, there's no landing gear.
I know we're coming up on the hour mark, but I'd be happy to share the. Keith says it's in one of his Facebook videos. Hard angle, no rollout.
If you can find it, I'm here.
Possible link, Keith, that you could post. I don't know if he can post links.
Keith, if you can send me the thing on Facebook, I can share it on here if that'll help.
There you go.
This sport really truly at any moment there could be something that happens not so good to you, and it just and there's nothing you can really prepare for. um I mean, you can be mentally ready, you can be mentally set for the day, but there's like for my last flight where I face planted, I've got over 400 flights. I've never had a line anywhere near my feet. How the hell does this one time happen and I get a line around my foot? Like it just, you know what I'm saying? There's always options and possibilities of something going wrong. It just never fails.
Bob the pilot says, I practice active flying by flying within 10 feet of the deck while tracking a portion of the road that changes direction in shifty winds. Yeah, that's honing the skills.
Yeah.
And that will do wonders for your landings.
Hey, Deweese.
What's up, Louise?
Deweese just showed up. I got to ask this question. Where's Randy? No, I'm just kidding. I do want to know where Randy is, but hey, Deweese.
I'll tell you where Randy is. He's sitting
Where's he
behind us playing PlayStation game. Am I right, Louise?
So I have learned when actually I did this in Georgia flying with Mark. I actually came in for a landing and not checked the windsock, more or less do a flyover, if you will. And I was getting ready to land, and I realized I was coming in straight sideways, parallel to the windsock, and ended up I was out of my seat and everything with my thumb on the kill switch, ready to kill the motor to land. And luckily, I seen the windsock at the last minute and realized, oh, that's not right. So I removed my thumb from the kill switch, got back in my seat, circled around, and came in opposite or sideways of what I was doing before. Yeah, that would have been. What did Keith just say? I posted a link. Where? Where did Keith post that link?
I don't know. I don't see it.
I don't either.
John Wayne turtled at Sean's in Arkansas, but he didn't have any video of it.
Hold on here.
He says it will not click, but you can paste it.
That's me. Hold on. Sorry. All right, we're back in being professional now. So, okay. So I'm going to Keith, I just made you a moderator. Redo that link. It'll post in the chat now.
So it'll be clickable.
Yeah, it'll be clickable now. You weren't a moderator before. You're welcome. Now that you're on the nationwide million views of this channel.
Paramotor show on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh,
Mark,
yeah, I do.
Oh, man.
Hey, I do want to say, Deweese, Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to everyone. We will not be on a show before then. It will be after Christmas. So I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. If you're Jewish, Happy Hanukkah. If you're, what else is there?
I don't know, man. But I'm gonna say Merry Christmas, and Christmas stands for all the good stuff. So
Yes. So, thank you guys for another year of awesome support and keeping Mark awake during Tuesday night shows. Mark gets up at like 3:30 in the morning, so ain't nobody mad at him.
Luckily, tomorrow's Friday.
God, I wish tomorrow's my long day, so that's not good. Last week I had all week long was my long week, so this week I only picked one day to work overtime. So, and my overtime is actually turned into comp time. That way, I have time off to hang with my boys here when we do get together. It doesn't come out of my vacation time. Come on, Keith, post your link.
He posted a link there. It's in the chat.
I got it.
Oh, I see it.
You got it.
No, you go. Will,
Okay.
you go. You're the computer genius.
Yeah.
Somebody
Oh,
will.
I plan to do a show next week. What is next week? What is
next week
Nothing.
is, let's see, this is Tuesday. Yeah, next week. Wait, what is today? The 20th. It's the 27th next week, so 2 days after Christmas.
Yeah, we'll be here. All right, here we go. This is Keith.
Should I turn the sound off or down or what?
Down would be good.
Okay, down it is. Just gotta find it.
Ooh,
There it is.
that was loud.
I'm gonna fast forward to the good stuff. Man, I like that mirror.
What you're saying is you can see yourself in it?
Yeah, yeah. Now you can see the wing and what it's doing and how it reacts. Because I mean, to this day, I have not had a collapse, and everyone I've told that to says, "No, that's impossible." And you've had it, you just haven't felt it, or it just corrected itself so fast that. But to be able to see the wing, that's pretty cool.
That is every collapse I've ever had. I've either caught just a tail end of it or not at all. And usually so quick and.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Dang, man. So obviously you're okay now, Keith, but were you okay after that event?
That was literally wheels up.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to watch that, just the tail end of it one more time. See if I wonder if you wouldn't have any other like third person video of that to see what happened. There it is. Yeah, so it looked like it came in sideways. Maybe kind of hard to tell. Well, thanks for sharing that, Keith.
Well, at least you still had your hands on your brakes.
Yeah. Stop sharing. Here we go. John Wayne says, ouch. Yeah. So did he respond? I guess whether he was okay or not to the.
The last time I talked to him, he seemed all right. I think all the brain damage has been fixed. No, I'm just kidding. Keith is if you guys have never met Keith, he's a really interesting guy. His previous job, his attitude about flying and everything, it's all very intriguing to me, and I'm sure if you guys were to spend some time with Keith, you would see it too. Now his wife, on the other hand,
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. I mean, she's very energetic. Very energetic.
Yes,
Careful what you say, or there will not be any more ice cream.
No, I
You
love
got
Cat.
you know they're around because there's this like really nice rig.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
he he looks at Kat when she gets going, and I just see him look at her like, "Whew, that's a lot." I'm married to that. She is awesome, though. She is one. I would love for my wife to be able to hang out with her more, but I don't think my wife could handle it. And what I mean by that is she's a personal trainer, and I don't think my wife is interested in none of that action. She's just like, I'm more built for hammocks and chairs. She
Where you
just
guys
looks,
at now, Keith? You in Florida? You in Georgia?
I think he's in Georgia right now. But I will tell Keith, if he skips the Sunnyland and ends up at the Lake Wales RV campground, we will meet them there for the weekend trip, just for that same time, just so you know. Every time I meet Keith, it costs me money. First time, he sold me his used Segway, which I still use constantly. And then I met him again, and I bought or his toolbox that he was selling for the bed of my truck. And I got to thinking, I was like, man, I can't afford to hang out with him. I buy all this stuff.
Yeah,
all,
I was
all,
with you then. I didn't actually go to where it was, but that was a nice setup. You still use that?
yeah, it's still in the. I now have indoor-outdoor carpet. Actually, at Ben's house, at Paramotor NC's house, I installed new carpet on the top of it, and couldn't be happier with it.
Right. JP's in the house.
Sorry, he's late. Oh my goodness! You thought it was an AM flight for Will. We're 11 minutes past the show here.
Get your internet connection, JP. Must be.
Oh, no, that's just my voice. It does sound weird. I agree. All right, guys. You guys ready to get out of here? I know Mark's got bed. He's got a dog to move out of his side of his bed before he can get in it. You guys should see some of the photos I get from Mark where Jody. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think yesterday I got out of the shower, got ready to get in bed. She was all snuggled in my spot. I had to sleep in the middle.
All right, guys. Will, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on YouTube. Just search for Will Fly, or online at willflyppg.com. Merry Christmas, everyone. Had a great time.
Mr. McElroy.
YouTube at Paralife PPG.
What I was trying to say was Mr. Mark McElroy, a.k.a. the Grinch that stole sleeping from everyone.
Yeah,
right.
Let's do this show tomorrow morning at 3:50.
We will see you guys there. All right, guys. I'm Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. You can find me here on YouTube and on TikTok at ppgshane.com. With that being said, let me not forget to do the outro because people love it, which is the intro. Just say, oh, what the heck? Oh, there it is. All right, guys. Merry Christmas. See you guys before the new year. So we will see you one more time before the year's over. All right. Peace.
Good night.
I've got a lot to say.